رافي توكس بهاي الحلقة. المكان مثالي للمخرجين والممثلين. How do you guys create turbulence?
You can spend millions to do that.
تخيلوا فيلم عن الفاتيكان يكسر الدنيا بموسم الجوائز. هذا كونكليف يا حبيبي.
In the end, the movie is for the audience.
موفاسا فيلم يبهر بصرياً بس المضمون مثل الكنافة بدون جبن. Happy Golden Globes week, and I'm so happy to have you on RAFFI Talks. How excited are you guys?
The Golden Globes are always the best. They're the most fun. They're the first show of the season.
I think celebrating all the hard work from the past year, it's just so exciting. And I love seeing people win and celebrate their accomplishments. So that's my favorite part.
What do you think of this year's nomination?
I'm so satisfied. They are all across the board. You have every kind of movie you could ever want, no matter what you like. Something is nominated for you.
I'm really excited. I love the musicals that are being represented this year. I think it's a fresh new take on, movies.
Do you think Golden Globes set the tone for the Oscars?
Yeah, I think that the Globes definitely set up, is this going to be a fun year? Is it going to be a serious year?
We have the musicals. We have Nikki Glaser. I mean, she's going to bring all the comedic relief, and she's fearless. She's going to say what she wants, and I do think that sets the tone because the Oscars can be a little stiff sometimes, so hopefully that kind of encourages the Academy to loosen up a little bit.
I don't want to ask you only about the movie. I want to ask you about the streaming platforms. They are taking over. They're competing with the big studios. What do you think of that?
I think it's great. I think that Netflix and all of the other streamers, Amazon, they put so much money and so much effort into making unusual movies.
Correct.
That's why we're seeing so many nominations. To watch a streaming movie, it's like exciting.
Netflix started off like renting movies. So to see that sort of evolve and compete with the big studios, that's what we want to see. It's like seeing the underdog win.
What's your favorite film of the year? Tell me. I have been begging you since the beginning.
The Substance.
Oh, you guys are the same.
That
you guys
was
love
my
Substance.
yes! It was so good.
Oh my God.
Everybody loved it. It's amazing.
Demi Moore, unbelievable.
100%.
Margaret Qualley. Get out of here. The movie is so unusual. It's my favorite, and I love what it was saying. I love that it takes place right where we're sitting, right this
100%.
second. So exciting. It's just an incredible movie. I could go on and on, but I won't.
Let's talk predictions. This is the most important thing to talk about. Who do you think gonna win the most this year?
Oh, I think it's gonna be CONCLAVE.
I love it. They're gonna be my guests this episode, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. CONCLAVE is unbelievable.
100%.
It's a bunch of fancy people that are talking really low, and the audience is screaming because of the drama. The ending is like it's either a yes or a no. There's no in between. Ray Fiennes.
Well, I think Emilia Perez naturally has the most nominations. People love that film, and it didn't come without its controversy. I mean, Selena Gomez, people were talking online about her accent and how it wasn't as accurate, and the movie was made by a French filmmaker who doesn't speak Spanish. So but despite that, it got all these nominations, and people love the movie regardless. I think it's gonna go home with some big wins.
What do you think of Wicked? Because everybody thinks that the Wicked will win the Oscars this year.
I think that it's a very traditional movie, and I think that voters generally love traditional films. Every square inch of Wicked is gorgeous to look at.
Yes.
The voices of those two unbelievable women
And singing live on set while filming like that?
I can't even imagine it. The talent is off the charts. And so I think that they like giving movies like that awards. I think it has a super strong chance.
What are you looking forward to see in Golden Globes this year?
I'm really excited to see more of a traditional Globe ceremony. I think that we've had a rocky handful of years. It's been a little weird. Everything's a little off, but things are returning to normal. I think that everybody's ready to party. They've got a great host. And so I'm ready to see jokes that land. I'm ready to see people having fun when they present, and people in the audience with big smiles on their faces laughing at the jokes being told about them.
Guys, I'm so happy to have you on RAFFI Talks. And of course, we're gonna talk more about movies after the Globes. Thank you.
The Pope is dead. The throne is vacant.
تخيلوا فيلم عن الفاتيكان يكسر الدنيا بموسم الجوائز. هذا كونكليف يا حبيبي.
What happened? they say a heart attack.
موسم الجوائز بلش وكل الأنظار على كونكليف. فيلم خطف الأضواء ب6 ترشيحات لجولدن جلوب، والأوسكار تقريبا صار بجيبه شبه مضمون، حتى لو نازل من فترة، بس نجاحه الكبير رجع الترند وكأنه توه نازل اليوم.
Another cardinal has just turned up.
القصة بسيطة بس عميقة، تدور أحداثها حول انتخابات باب الفاتيكان، شلون تتم، شنو الأسرار اللي تصير خلف الكواليس. الفيلم ياخذك برحلة تكتشف بيها كل الأسرار بأسلوب يشدك من أول ثانية لآخر لحظة.
And therefore no need for faith.
كل الكاست أبدع بهالفيلم، حسيت نفسي عايش بداخل القصة وحبيت كثير. ريف فاينز وإيزابيلا روسيليني كانوا رهيبين، ومع رؤية المخرج إدوارد برجر اللي حول القصة لتحفة فنية تخبل وما تمل أنت تشوفها، صار الفيلم مو بس يستحق المشاهدة، بس يستحق كل الجوائز اللي بالطريق.
I should pretend this conversation never took place.
But it has taken.
Edward, congratulations. You absolutely made one of the best films of the year. How do you feel about that?
I can't judge. You've probably seen all the movies, but also it's very hard for me to judge other movies. But I'm very happy if you feel that way because, you know, in the end, the movie is for the audience.
You know, this is very sensitive theme. What attracted you to bring it to the big screen?
CONCLAVE felt like a movie that I could be scared of. It took place in confined space, not in big battlefields. It was internal battlefields, and it felt like the opposite of All Quiet and like a challenge. And on top of it, it had a wonderful personal arc for me in the character of Ralph Fiennes, who, you know, speaks about doubt, because I feel that too every day.
The Holy Father was spying on all of us.
You should be careful, Thomas.
Ralph Fiennes, was he your only choice for you, and how do you feel about him?
We developed the script about 2 years or 3 years before we sent it to him, to get the tone right. And in the original version, he was Italian. But then we wanted to keep our mind open to, you know, a person from anywhere in the world. And somehow one morning I woke up and I thought it should be Rafe, because Rafe has, you know, this ability to show me what's going on behind his eyes. He's not the character with the most lines. He's not loud. He's actually very withdrawn and doesn't like to be in the limelight. But he's someone who tells me what he thinks in his face, his eyes. And even in quietness, he can be so powerful. And that's why it was Rafe. And we never had another.
You know, I want to ask you about the ending. A lot of people said maybe they are trying to push a specific agenda. What's your answer on that?
I would say I follow Rafe. And at the end of the movie, he's learned something. And he looks into the future. The future is sort of changed and positive and brighter than the past. So that was my agenda, you know, to follow Rafe's inner arc and to give him something to look forward to.
The award season is starting, and this movie is absolutely one of the best films of the year. A lot of people are predicting it's going to compete big time at the Oscars. How do you feel when you hear that?
You know, the main thing is that the audiences like the movie and that they go to the movies and watch the movie in the theater. And whatever comes after that is sort of an extra gift. Let's see.
Edward, you absolutely nailed it. You created a masterpiece, and I wish you the best.
The reasons would become clear soon enough.
هذا مو مطار حقيقي، هذا استوديو مصمم على شكل مطار. الاستديو بكل شيء، بوابة، حقائب، حتى النداءات الصوتية، وكل هالتفاصيل تشبه الواقع تماماً. المكان مثالي للمخرجين والممثلين، لا تفتيش، لا زحمة ولا تأخير، كل شيء جاهز للقطة المثالية. وإذا تريد تصور مشهد وداعي بتشي أو حتى أكشن تخطف بيه الطيارة، ما عندكم غير ريتشارد رح يساعدكم بهذا الموضوع. I'm so happy to see you.
It's my pleasure.
So happy to have you on RAFFI Talks. This is so beautiful. I love this place. What can you tell us about this aircraft?
This is one of our private jets. This one is, we can break the walls apart. We can take the ceiling away. It's been used a lot.
It looks so beautiful and very comfortable.
It is.
So I have to ask you one question. Is it true a lot of influencers, they use those private jets just to show off that they have a lot of money and lifestyle?
Yes, they do. And
that's so good to know.
Airports turn people into such heads.
Let's see the other side of the studio. I love this one. Feels like I'm in the airport.
Well, that's what it is. You are. This is Hollywood's type of airport where we can change out the backdrops, put a green screen back here.
So tell me, how did you come up with the idea of creating this studio?
Well, it's we have airplane sets when we started the business, and so the actual progression was that as we got more equipment, is to build an airport, and so this airport came about. And we got all sorts of different signs and lighting and everything to make that your space to work in.
You know, movies cost so much, millions of dollars. Why can't they just film in the airport and come here instead?
There's a lot of tape to cut before you can work at an airport. You have to have all your crews screened by TSA. There's limitations as to when you can do it, so most crews have to do this late at night.
Can you give me some ideas about the airplanes? Like, I see you guys have different setups. You guys adjust and fix stuff to make it perfectly for movies.
What we have in stock, so that people can come in at the last minute, we have a narrow-bodied airplane with 1 hour. We have a wide-bodied airplane with 2 hours set up, ready to shoot. The terminal's here ready to shoot. And so what we offer is a quick turnaround. If the changes have to be done, we have the seats ready to fly into the different sets. To make that, again, a personal palette of what you want to show in an airplane or an airport.
The biggest questions, are those airplanes real?
They started off as real.
Okay.
And what we do is we take the inside of it and build it to a Hollywood frame where it can be swapped in and out, moved around.
What are the biggest movies when it comes to airplanes? Do you have anything in mind?
You know, all of them are big. I like the talent and the creativity that comes here. That's the enjoyment I have. What they do with it, I have a palette for you to work with.
Yeah.
You mix up the paints and the scenarios. Go have fun.
We've flown together before? I don't think so, sir.
How do you guys create turbulence?
You can spend millions to do that, and it all depends on how many degrees of freedom you want it to move up and down, left and right. All of this are the factors that cost money. We don't get involved with that. We just like to stay with the cabins, the stuff that stays on the ground.
This is absolutely a one-stop shop. It's a 20,000 square foot place, and you can find everything. Even I got my suit from you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So happy to have you on RAFFI Talks. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Thank you,
Raffi.
موفاسا، فيلم يبهر بصرياً بس المضمون مثل الكنافة بدون جبن. رجع ملك الغابة، بس هالمرة نسافر وياه للماضي ونشوف شلون موفاسا بدأ من الصفر وصار الملك اللي الكل يحبه. الفيلم يكشف علاقة موفاسا ويا أخوه سكار قبل ما تصير عداوة خطيرة أخطر من مشاكل الورث بين الأقارب.
There will be one Lion King.
ديزني جابت المخرج بيري جينكنز اللي أنا أحبه كلش، بس للأسف طلع مثل شيف 5 نجوم بس يطبخ أندومي، حط المي، حط البهارات وخلصنا، بصمته غرقانة بالصحن، طلع مجرد موظف ينفذ تعليمات الاستديو.
Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
شنو اللي حبيته؟ الفيجوالز رهيبة، حسيت نفسي بنص غابات السافانا الأفريقية، الأسود كانت واقعية جداً، وحتى فكرت أتبنى أسد، بس بعدين قلت منو راح يطعمه؟
Parker, do not eat him. Wonderful. Another we're not supposed to eat.
الأداء الصوتي كان ممتاز، خصوصاً إيرين بيير بدور موفاسا وكالفين هاريسون جونيور بدور سكار، وأكيد ما راح أنسى مادز ميكلسون، هذا لو يقرأ جدول الضرب راح أحبه، ماكو أي كلام.
No offense.
شنو اللي ما حبيته؟ القصة، الأحداث متراكمة فوق بعض، مثل جنطة السفر لما تحط بيها كل شيء، حتى السخان الكهربائي، وبالأخير السحاب ما ينغلق، الإيقاع سريع جدا، كأنه فيلم شغال بالفاست فورورد، تغمض عينك لحظة تفوتك 5 سنوات من حياة الأسود.
So glad I brought some crickets.
أما تيمون وبومبا اللي كانوا ملك الكوميديا بالفيلم الأصلي، صاروا هنا مثل صديقك اللي يحاول ينكت بس بالنهاية يجيب العيد.
To be clear, we're not in this story.
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
والأغاني تسمع مرة وتنسي، صعب تنافس الفيلم الأصلي مثل هاكونا ماتاتا. باختصار فيلم لابس دشداشة أخوه الكبير، شكله حلو من برا بس ما عنده نفس الهبة. موفاسا فيلم يبهر بالفيجوالز بس ما عنده الروح اللي خلى ذا لاين كينج الأصلي محفور بالذاكرة. ما عندي شك إنه رح يحقق إيرادات عالية ومناسب لمحبي الطبيعة والأسود، بس إذا تدور على فيلم يترك أثر هذا مجرد شكل بدون مضمون. تقييمي لهذا الفيلم 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching and see you next week on Blinks.